Thank you for joining us. I'm Bill Jasper with the New American Magazine, and we're back continuing our conversation with Mr. Kurt Hyde. He's an election integrity expert. And Kurt, we didn't get into, in our last conversation, about a very important issue, and that is Russian hacking. For the last couple of years, the media have been obsessed with talking about Russian hacking, to the point where many Americans believe, simply from all of that coverage, that the Russians hacked our election machines, somehow our election process, and tilted it toward Donald Trump. What is the real story on that? Well,
for one thing, that's totally wrong. The National Association of Secretaries of State even produced a document on it, and they had said, for one thing, we have so much diversity. For once, we love diversity here in our different forms of equipment, that was part of the protective layer. Also, in some places, there were paper trails, and also in some places, there are paper documents, not just of the paper trail of the voting equipment, but also the paper trail of the precinct results and the paper trails of other things. That those are things that protect against this kind of hacking. And so I think that most of this has been really political puffery. But of course, the real concern is that the inside job is clearly a much greater danger.
Right, because for hacking of the actual elections to change the votes to occur, it would have to occur online, correct?
Yes.
Because, and at present, there aren't any of the states that have voting online, except, as we discussed off camera, West Virginia is now going to have in the upcoming election mobile app, right?
Yes.
That would be hackable. That would be online. Correct?
That has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be hackable. Even if they say everything we have tested so far shows that no one's successfully broken it, that just isn't enough assurance. That is a dangerous idea right there, the idea of voting by the telephone like that. And in fact, many times I hear these people say, well, I like having people voting by mail because it increases the turnout. Well, just increasing turnout without checking to be sure that that's all honest turnout, right, and not dishonest kind of turnout, such as stuffing the ballot box with non-existent people, just doing absentee ballots, or whatever. So just don't measure something by saying the turnout went up, and so therefore we've done a great gift to our constitutional republic.
Right, because every fraudulent vote cancels out your, mine, and every other legitimate citizen's vote.
Yes.
Correct? So we want to do all we can. This is what's so amazing. The folks that are screaming the loudest about hacking and voter election integrity are pushing all of these schemes which will make it impossible for us to have certifiable elections.
Yes, and you know, the idea of call it certifiable, verifiable elections, you know, there are actually three things that can go wrong when an election is not verifiable. People know of the first two. One is that something might go wrong by accident to make things go wrong. Okay, the other one is something might go wrong because someone is deliberately doing it, working from the inside. People understand that, but there's also a third one, and that is when an election is not verifiable. Also, what if it actually is correct, but somebody with media clout decides to say, I don't believe it was done honestly. It's not provably correct when perhaps it might be. That
right, so that
one
injects that uncertainty and that concern in there that could then delegitimize a legitimate election.
Yes.
Well, this is all very important, and very grateful that you did this article. It's Voter Fraud, Manipulating the Vote in the October 22nd issue of the New American Magazine. We urge you to get your copy and to visit thenewamerican.com online. Thank you.